The silence that terrified the STRS, the Draconian fleet, was known across the galaxy as a force that never failed. They were not explorers. They were not builders. They were destroyers. When the Draconians chose a target, the result was always the same. Cities burned, worlds fell silent, and survivors became slaves. For centuries, no race had ever stopped them. No fleet had ever returned after facing them. Victory always belonged to the Draconians. This time, their target was a small blue planet called Earth. Earth was loud, divided, and full of conflict. Its people fought each other more than they worked together. To the Draconians, humans looked weak and careless, a species not ready for the stars. The invasion plan was simple. Enter orbit, break all resistance, take the planet within 1 day. The fleet jumped into human space with full power. Thousands of ships moved as one, dark metal hulls blocking the stars, weapons charged and ready. Normally, the galaxy would shake at such a sight, but Earth did not react. No defense fleet appeared. No warning signal was sent. No emergency message reached nearby systems. Earth stayed silent. At first, the Draconian commanders laughed. They believed humans were afraid. They believed Earth had already given up. The fleet moved closer. They waited for panic. They waited for chaos. Nothing came. Hours passed, then a full day. Still no signal from the invasion force. Far away, in Draconian command space, officers began to feel uneasy. Victory reports should have arrived by now. Slave counts, damage logs, battle data, but the screens remained empty. Scouts were sent to check the situation. Long-range sensors focused on Earth. The planet was still there. Blue oceans, white clouds, green land, peaceful and untouched. But the fleet was gone. No wreckage, no energy traces, no signs of battle. It was as if thousands of warships had never existed. Commanders demanded answers. Engineers blamed sensor errors. Scientists ran the scans again and again. The result never changed. The Draconian fleet had vanished. Fear began to spread. Not loud fear, but quiet fear. The dangerous kind. Other alien empires noticed the silence too. Trade routes near Earth were empty. Military channels carried no news. The galaxy asked the same question. What happened near Earth? Inside a dark observation chamber, an alien analyst studied the data alone. He replayed the final moments of the fleet, frame by frame, signal by signal. There was no explosion, no battle cry, no final transmission, just silence. The analyst leaned back slowly, his voice barely a whisper. This was not a fight, he said. This was removal. For the first time in recorded history, the Draconians were not defeated. They were erased, and Earth, the weak, divided, noisy world, remained completely silent. The stars did not shine the same that day, because somewhere in the dark, the galaxy realized one terrible truth. Earth did not scream. Earth did not warn. Earth simply waited, and whatever had come for it never existed again. Across the galaxy, fear slowly replaced confusion. The Draconian fleet was gone, and no one understood how. For centuries, the Draconians were the hunters. They crushed worlds without mercy. They broke fleets larger than their own. No enemy ever escaped them, yet now, they had vanished near Earth. Many alien leaders refused to believe it. They said it was a sensor failure, a trick of distance and time, but deep inside, they felt the truth growing heavier. Earth had done something impossible. To most alien races, humans were a joke. Humans argued with each other. Humans wasted resources. Humans fought small wars on their own planet. They were emotional, loud, and slow to unite. Every alien report described Earth as unprepared. No large space fleet, no advanced shields around the planet, no signs of galactic weapons. The Draconians trusted these reports. They believed strength meant visible power, big ships, bright weapons, clear threats. Earth showed none of that. What the galaxy did not know was simple. Humans learned long ago how to hide. Earth had watched the stars in silence for years. Humans listened more than they spoke. They studied alien signals. They mapped hostile patterns. When the Draconians destroyed nearby systems, Earth noticed. When warning signals vanished from the dark, Earth noticed. Humans did not panic. They did not send messages. They did not ask for help. Instead, Earth went quiet. Satellites powered down. Deep space signals stopped. Military networks shifted to closed systems. To outsiders, Earth looked blind and deaf. But in truth, Earth was watching everything. Human leaders knew one rule. If the Draconians knew Earth was ready, they would change tactics, so humans let them believe the lie. When the invasion fleet jumped into human space, Earth did not react. No alarms echoed through cities. No public warnings were given. Life continued as normal. Under oceans and mountains, hidden systems activated. Not weapons meant to destroy ships, but fields meant to bend reality. Human science had reached a dangerous conclusion long ago. The safest way to win a war was not to fight it. It was to remove the enemy completely. The Draconian ships never saw a human fighter, never detected a missile, never locked onto a target. One by one, their ships crossed invisible lines in space, lines that did not exist on any map, and when they crossed them, they stopped existing. No explosion, no damage, no survivors, just absence. To the Draconians it felt like time skipped. One moment they were advancing, the next moment they were nowhere. To Earth, it was control. Control of space, control of gravity, control of the battlefield itself. Humans never needed to chase the enemy, they only needed to let the enemy come closer. Now, across the galaxy, analysts reviewed old data about Earth. They realized the truth far too late. Earth was never defenseless. Earth was patient, and patience was humanity's deadliest weapon. The trap around EARTH, the Draconian fleet, moved closer to Earth in perfect formation. Thousands of ships surrounded the planet like a dark ring. From their view, Earth looked calm and unprotected. No defense stations, no battle fleet, no sign of resistance. The Draconian commanders felt confident. They had seen this before on many worlds. Silence always meant surrender. The order was given to advance. Ships pushed forward together. Weapons stayed ready, but unused. Then the first problem appeared. A small scout ship stopped responding. Its signal did not fade. It did not explode. It simply ended. The commander requested a status update. No reply came. Another ship vanished moments later. Then another. Still, there was no sign of attack. No energy spikes. No weapons fire. The fleet slowed down. Confusion replaced confidence. Engineers checked systems. Everything looked normal. Power levels stable. Navigation clear. Yet ships kept disappearing. Inside the vessels, crews began to feel uneasy. Corridors felt longer than before. Sounds echoed in strange ways. Some crew members reported whispers, voices without source, calling their names. Time started to feel wrong. Minutes passed like seconds. Then seconds stretched into endless moments. Navigation screens showed impossible readings. Distances changed without movement. Stars shifted positions. The Draconian flagship attempted to pull the fleet back. Orders were sent to all ships, but communication failed. Signals broke into static, then silence. The fleet was no longer a fleet. It was a collection of isolated ships, trapped alone, around Earth. Space itself had changed. Invisible lines formed a massive sphere, a boundary no sensor could detect. This was the human trap. Earth did not build walls. Earth changed the rules of space. Every Draconian ship that crossed the boundary was removed. Not destroyed, not damaged, removed. From the inside, crews felt a sudden pressure. Not crushing, not painful, just final. Then everything ended. The Draconian flagship tried one last escape jump. Engines roared to full power. Reality twisted around the ship. But the jump failed. Space refused to open. Time refused to move. The flagship froze in place. Its crew realized the truth too late. They were not surrounded by enemies. They were inside a system designed with patience, a system that waited for the enemy to step inside. On Earth, far below, humans watched silently. No cheers, no celebration. To them, this was not victory. It was cleanup. As the last Draconian ship vanished, Earth's systems powered down. Space returned to normal. The planet stayed quiet. Just another blue world under the stars, far away. Alien sensors recorded the final absence. The Draconian fleet was completely gone. No survivors, no signals. Only empty space where an armada once ruled, and the galaxy began to understand. Earth was not a battlefield. Earth was a trap. The galaxy waited for answers. They waited for wreckage. They waited for distress calls. They waited for survivors. Nothing came. Days passed, then weeks. Trade ships avoided the region near Earth. Scouts slowed their approach. Even pirates stayed away. The space around Earth felt wrong, not dangerous, but final. Alien command centers reviewed every possible explanation. Internal betrayal, secret weapons, unknown allies, none of it fit. The Draconian fleet was not defeated in battle. It did not retreat. It did not scatter. It ended. Military historians struggled with the truth. A force that strong could not simply disappear. Yet the evidence was clear. There were no survivors. No escape pods, no emergency signals. Even automated beacons were silent. Other alien empires began to panic. If the Draconians could be erased, then no one was safe. Emergency councils were formed. War fleets were recalled. Borders were closed. Earth's name appeared in every discussion, not as a prize, but as a warning. Long-range sensors watched the planet carefully. Earth showed no changes, no new fleets, no expansion. Humans continued normal life. Lights glowed in cities. Ships launched only for trade and travel. To the galaxy, this was terrifying. A civilization that could erase an armada, and then return to silence. Inside one alien intelligence archive, analysts searched deeper. They studied human history, human wars, human behavior. They found a pattern. Humans did not strike first, but when they were attacked, they finished the threat completely. Earth finally broke its silence. One signal left the planet. It was short, clear, and calm. No threat, no demand, just a statement. This was a warning. The message repeated across open channels, then stopped. No explanation followed, no show of power. That single sentence spread fear faster than any weapon. Alien leaders understood the meaning. Earth did not want revenge. Earth did not want territory. Earth wanted distance. The truth became clear. The Draconians were not destroyed because they were evil. They were destroyed because they crossed a line Earth had drawn quietly. Long before the invasion, new laws were written across the galaxy. Do not provoke Earth. Do not approach Earth with weapons. Do not test Earth's silence. Star maps were updated. Earth was marked in dark symbols, a system to be avoided. And still, Earth did nothing more. No fleets marched outward. No threats followed. The silence returned. But now, the galaxy understood it. Earth's silence was not weakness. It was control. And somewhere in the deep dark of space, a simple rule spread from world to world. If Earth stays quiet, let it stay quiet. Because when Earth speaks, something disappears forever. After the warning, the galaxy changed. Not loudly, but deeply. Earth was no longer seen as a weak world. It became a silent border, a line no one wished to cross. Alien fleets adjusted their routes. Trade lanes curved away from human space. Explorers marked Earth as restricted. Humans noticed none of this, or pretended not to. On Earth, life continued. Children went to school. Cities grew brighter at night. Ships launched for science and trade. To humans, the Draconian invasion was never public news. It was handled quietly, kept away from fear and panic. Human leaders believed in one rule: protect the people, not the ego. In hidden archives, the truth was recorded, not as a victory, but as a lesson. Humanity never wanted war among the stars. They remembered their own past too well. World wars, endless loss. Humans learned that winning was not enough. Survival mattered more. That was the real human secret. They did not build weapons to rule the galaxy. They built them to make war unnecessary. Alien analysts finally understood the pattern. Humans avoided conflict until there was no choice. And when that choice came, they ended the threat completely. There was no hatred in the human response. No anger, only decision. To the galaxy, this was terrifying, because it meant humans would never stop halfway. Earth's defense systems were not shields or guns. They were boundaries, invisible and final. Cross the line, and you were gone. Years passed. No empire challenged Earth again. Instead, quiet respect formed. Some called it fear. Others called it wisdom. A new galactic rule spread slowly. Do not attack humans. Do not corner humans. Leave them alone. In time, a few brave diplomats approached Earth. They came without weapons, without fleets. They came with open hands. Humans welcomed them, shared knowledge, shared culture. The galaxy was shocked. The same species that erased an armada now offered peace. That was the final truth behind humanity. They were not monsters. They were guardians of their own survival. Earth returned to its quiet place among the stars, watching, waiting, and far across the galaxy, the story of the Draconian fleet became a warning, not about power, but about patience, because humanity's greatest strength was never its weapons. It was knowing when to stay silent and when to end a threat forever. And so the stars learned one final lesson. Never mistake human silence for weakness. Long after the Draconian fleet was erased, the galaxy never forgot the lesson. Stories spread from system to system, not as myths, but as warnings. Young alien pilots were taught about Earth, not in battle schools, but in survival classes. They were told one rule: if you see human space on your map, change course. Earth became a quiet center of gravity. Wars shifted away from it. Conflicts cooled near its borders. No empire wanted to be the next example. Over time, something strange happened. The galaxy became more careful. Aggressive fleets planned less invasions. Conquerors chose diplomacy instead of force. Not because they became kind, but because Earth existed. Human silence reshaped galactic behavior. On Earth, humans continued to improve quietly. Science moved forward. Energy systems became cleaner. Space travel became safer. Humans did not rush into the stars. They expanded slowly, carefully. Every new colony carried the same rule: do not threaten first, but never allow a threat to grow. Alien observers watched human worlds closely. They saw something unexpected. Humans helped each other. They argued. They disagreed. But when danger appeared, they stood together. That unity confused many alien minds. Humans were chaotic, yet focused. One alien historian described it best: humans are calm until they decide. The memory of the Draconian fleet remained untouched. No wrecks were ever found. No black boxes recovered. It was as if the galaxy itself refused to remember the details. Only the result mattered. Earth remained, the fleet did not. Generations later, children on distant worlds learned a story. They asked why Earth never chased power, why Earth never ruled. Their teachers answered simply: because humans already knew the cost. Earth had once nearly destroyed itself, long before aliens arrived. That was the truth few outsiders understood. Humans protected peace because they had seen chaos. Humans valued silence because they had lived through noise. In quiet meeting halls, alien leaders spoke carefully. Every decision now included one question: how would Earth respond? That question prevented countless wars. Without firing a single visible shot, humanity became a stabilizing force, not through dominance, but through certainty. Certainty that if crossed, there would be no second chance. And so the stars adjusted. Trade flourished. Borders stabilized. Fear slowly turned into respect. Earth did not ask for this role, but it accepted the responsibility, watching, waiting, in the deep dark of space. One final truth echoed quietly: the strongest power in the galaxy was not the loudest. It was the one that never needed to prove itself. And Earth, still silent, still patient, continued to remind the universe: peace is easy to keep, if you never wake the ones who learned how to end wars forever.